Good morning and welcome in, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, I would like to wish everybody a happy Labor Day. To the laborers out there, anybody who does the harder jobs, the labor jobs. From my past life, I was a labor worker for many years. Happy Labor Day to all of you, and I hope you appreciate the day off. As it's not the most enjoyable living sometimes, as your body takes a beating, but it's very rewarding in the fact that you're beating up your body to make a living and you keep yourself in shape by being a labor worker most of the time. So enjoy the day off for everybody who's off on Labor Day. Not everybody's off. Some people are at work right now. Hell, I'm working right now, so not all of us are taking a day off. But enjoy the day. Be safe. A lot of injuries happen on Labor Day, so don't get too drunk. And if you do, do it in your backyard. So XRP right now up 1.51%. But is it? It's great to see it's up 1.5%. The problem is it's only recovered the losses that it had before the push up. So yesterday, we had made a push up to 56 cents. Then we came down last night to 54.3 on the live. And now we came up just shy of where we were at for yesterday's swing high. So we haven't done much yet today, but we have reversed back up. And we're trying to invalidate this drop structure. Now, we have not quite invalidated this yet. All we're trying to do now, by holding, for anybody who was in the live yesterday, we talked about a 53 cents held. It's like, or where was this yesterday? 54.2. As long as this structure held, we could come back up and retest 56.5. And then if we didn't break past that, it's just descending consolidation. And then we could ultimately end up down there. But in order to get down there, you have to confirm it by breaking down out of this target. Out of this short-term descending consolidation. And this was our one way we talked about yesterday. If you want to avoid the drop down to 50 cents, we need to break back up to 56.15 before losing 54 cents. Ultimately pushing past 56.1 and then getting back above this uptrending resistance area on this formation at 57.4 roughly. So that's what's in front of us if we don't want to continue falling down. And at least as of right now, we've reversed back up towards the pattern resistance. So if it plays true, we could come up to 56.1 cents. So we got a little bit of more room here. About a half a cent still. So about, 0.7% maybe we've got overhead still. So that's what we're looking at for XRP. And with XRP as well, and I'll do the intro after, but I wanted to start flying with info. But XRP's back over the top of this 2018 resistance / support line. This was the importance of our live last night. That's why I decided to do one yesterday, even though I was very busy yesterday. We ended up doing it for an hour and 15 minutes. It was such a spectacular live. I had a lot of fun with everybody. Had some comedians in the audience as well, which was funny. About 55 cents. We're on top of that level, and it's playing out to the bullish side as we talked about yesterday. We had two scenarios. The one was if we lost 54 cents, we knew we were going down to 50. The other one was if we could hold that 54 area, we could reverse back up to 56.1, try to take out 57.4, and ultimately try to run up to 59 cents. I did an update about this yesterday prior to the live, talking about if this held as an inverse head and shoulders, that we could come up near 59, 60 cents. And right now, at least in the immediate short term, we came down, swung around, came down, swung around again, making the inverse right arm. So if we look at this logically, we could say we have an inverse head and shoulders here. And it held up rather well. So if we look at it, left arm, head, left shoulder. If that's the case, and this does play out as an inverse head and shoulders, we could play, like I've said, we could play ourselves up to 59 and better. All the way up to 62.2 cents if it plays out appropriately. That 57.8 is a huge pivot area. Huge if we come back up there. So that's what we're going to have to achieve when we push through these areas. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend these updates. By you hitting the like button, it allows me to push through the analytics and the recommendations, which simply means that I pop up on the YouTube newsfeed when you're scrolling through. So make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Go. Good morning, 7:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, September 2nd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, I want to thank everybody in on this Labor Day. Ghost, come here, you want some food? Come here, Ghost. Good kitty. Right now, XRP, as we can see, is up 1.5%. We're trying to invalidate a further drop. We haven't invalidated the technical thesis yet, but we've opened up the door to that push to 57.8 cents approximately, as long as we stay over 55 cents. And we'll measure this out together because I like to measure things out when I'm doing the updates. This is how I get my intel. First time I've looked at the charts this morning is when I started this live. This update. So, technically, where it broke up the technical target here, it's pretty close, 58 cents. 58 cents, if this holds true, is where we'll come up to today, at least to see if we can push past this pivot point. That thesis is invalidated if we come through 55 cents, though. So we want to make sure we hold 55 cents, and then we can continue this thesis. Actually, it's a little bit lower we could come down to. If we break over here, we could come to like 54.8, I suppose. So that's how we could get that short-term boost up to 58. But that's not news to anybody. We talked about this yesterday. If this descending consolidation broke up instead of continuing down, that was our technical move. But that's only a pivot point move. So it's good news, though, that we're pushing out of here at least in the short term. It's good news that we pushed out instead of breaking down, because this morning, if we would have broke down, we would have found ourselves near 50 cents had this continued down that trajectory last night. Fortunately, we came down here to the downtrending support. Let me fix this because this pulled off here a little bit. Now that we have the evidence, we can clearly see how it hit. So it held that support for a third time. Now it's bouncing back up. And the only way to invalidate, as we've talked about, that drop to 50 cents, we've got to get back over 56.1. Got to get back over 56.1. If we continue this descending consolidation, it breaks down eventually. It's a perfect technical drop still. I'd like to invalidate this for everybody who has gone long here, or for anybody who is way down on their holdings. It's always better to see it go up than down, especially when you're trying to get people to come into the audience. And if you're trying to figure out in the USA or worldwide how you buy XRP, or how to copy trade, or how to do many other things, in the video description below and our pinned comments, BITUNIX is my A1. It's my A1. Lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA. And you don't need KYC or VPN unless you send or receive from a bank account. You'll need to do KYC. So take advantage of that. And then with HOTCOIN, you can copy trade me. They have the XRP Bitcoin pair. No VPN or KYC as well, unless you send or receive from a bank account worldwide. They also have like Casper, HBAR, and many others. They have a lot of different ecosystems. They're my A1A, as I call them. So either or, you can't go wrong. Leverage, I advise you BITUNIX, but if you want to copy trade, it's on HOTCOIN. So if you copy trade me on HOTCOIN, make sure you download BITUNIX through the video description below and our pinned comments, and futures trade there simultaneously, so you can see the difference between HOTCOIN and BITUNIX as far as copy trading and not. So, because there is just do your research. Bitcoin right now is up 2.01% to plus 1,150. And if you appreciate my work, consider joining Tom's Army or sending one YouTube super chat per month, as we did start a new month yesterday. So I'll only say it for a couple days in the updates, and then you won't hear about it anymore. But if you'd like to show personal support, you can always do that. And then remember, if you'd like to show support outside of like joining Tom's Army or YouTube or anything like that, you can always go to my homepage, click on where it shows the BITUNIX and 5 links, and then you can go Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, and then you can also join BITUNIX HOTCOIN right from this link right here. Makes it very simplistic. So take advantage of the links there as well. So Bitcoin up 2% today. And Bitcoin, are we going to rotate out instead of coming down to 53,979? Or are we just coming up for a rejection on the 200-day? That's what's very dangerous about this today. It's very dangerous. Because really, yeah, we're up 2%. But all we've done is recovered the losses that we had just on the drop down. So we started at 58,772. We had a dump down while I was live last night to 57,120 area. And now it's pulled back up overnight to 58,678. So are we getting ready to reverse out of here now? And we're going to invalidate this drop structure, which is possible. But the first area that we need to get over is still this 200 day. And that's at 58,850. So yes, it's been a nice push out of here this morning, but we haven't done much yet. And we're going to have to make sure that this doesn't end up right around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as we say every single morning. After a rally overnight, a lot of times it'll end up consolidating right when everybody wakes up. You get that good gravata of an overnight push, and then you buy in, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, what the hell? It just retraced 30% of that move up from overnight. Yeah, because it's trying to back test. Like Bitcoin, I would expect it if this 30-minute or the 15-minute is going to hold, it to back test this by a few hundred points here. It's not much. So it's a move from like 58,500 range down to 58,200. So it's like a 300-point move. But that would help to confirm a short-term crossing with the bullish cross, and then a short-term golden cross possibly in the 15-minute for Bitcoin. That would be a way for it to revalue or assimilate to a higher level. But it needs to confirm some of these areas and let the supporters or the buyers continue to support as it hits these key support structures now on our small move up. That's all it's been so far. All we've done is repaired the losses that we had yesterday, or the gains yesterday. So we were up to this range yesterday, had a drop right before the close, and now all we've done is come back up after the close. So even with XRP, yesterday we were at 55.8. I think we were up over 56 for a moment yesterday as well. Yeah, we got up to 56.15. Now we came back through. That doesn't look great in the 15. That's a bearish candle if it continues to play out. It's a bearish rejection on the 15. And the farther this pulls down, if it comes down to 55.50, it'll be a reversal candle. So if this is still bullish, more than likely we'll come down to 55.26 to retest that 20-day. But let's see if we can get hot here. Let's not let our emotions dictate what's going to happen. We'll just focus on Bitcoin and XRP in this update. The XRP market cap right now is up 1.5%. It's up 461.2 million to 31.2 billion. And we're up at the 200-day as well. Everything is fighting the 200-day. Little bull flag. It's just the 15-minute looks pretty bearish, which is not too pretty. Almost looks like we want to come down here and retest this 20-day cross. That's at 31.1 billion. So we'll monitor this as the day goes on, I promise. I'm going to monitor this. I don't know if there will be any live tonight on Labor Day because I'm going to hang out with Julie and the kids and Julie's mom at the house, and we're going to barbecue and have a fire and stuff. It's only 50-something degrees here this morning. 54 degrees here this morning. Wow. So it's pretty chilly. It's going up, I think, to 71, so they'll get heat up a little bit. Gold right now, I know it's open briefly here. It's at $24.99, so down about $3, nothing major. The XRP Bitcoin pairing's down 0.5% to the 950 sat level. That often tells us a lot about what's going on with the price action. Down to the 946. Man, we're still so far below this, though. That's the problem. Even if we come back up, we've got this big brick wall that is in front of us. It's been a long consolidation, though, after this attempted breakout. We've still managed to hold this. Remember, if we don't stay over this area that I've lined out, that's how we drop down to where I circled. Fortunately, we've so far held this, and it's either it comes up to that 997 or we drop down to that 900 sat. It would have been more... the problem is here, it was appropriate for us to drop. It would have done us much more of a benefit here. It coming up right here almost could be a trap. I wish it would have just finished the drop yesterday to 50. We could have come out so parabolic on a V-shaped recovery if it would have held. Now we're wasting some of that firepower here. And I hate saying that, but we're wasting some of this firepower just trying to get back up to 56. We're exerting too much energy just trying to get up here. I'd like to see a big volume spike here so that we can continue on. But just remember that 55 cents, if it gives way, this was a pretty moot point here. A pretty moot push as well. 30-minute, we're still fighting. Looking a little bearish in that 30, though, I'll be honest. Not because, is that an inverted hammer or is that a gravestone? It's always up for interpretation. But it looks a little bearish to me, if I'm being honest. Who knows? It could play up. Who knows? We could get parabolic here. The technicals, you know, they're like, the hell with it. We're just going to get some volume to come in. And that's where you can shake it up a bit. Now, let's assume for a split second, let's say we're going up, right? That means you have to come back up to this area on this downtrending resistance, which is the cup and handle is actually crossed below the rising channel resistance, which is interesting. So that first area of resistance is right around 62 cents if we come up that far. But we've got so much work to do before this even comes in play to that 62 cents. It's actually pretty scary how much stuff is set up now. We're clearly in this falling channel, though. This falling channel is playing out nicely. And if we get rejected at 62, like we have, and we don't manage to come up and we do pull down, because the weekly's bearish. Don't let what happened just now fool you. The weekly end up being an engulfing to the downside. No, it didn't engulf the whole reversal candle, but it engulfed it from the midway point down. Did we make a new swing low? No. So, technically we didn't come below 54.3 to make a swing low. We've rotated up a little bit, but just to break this midway point in the weekly is at 57.4. So we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of consolidatory numbers here. We really, really do. Let's see if there's any news that we need to speak of. And then we'll consider, or I'll put this out and you can consider what I put in here, and then you can comment. If you're looking for my content 1/2 an hour early on the updates, YouTube has a beta thing right now that they've allowed me to be part of because I have enough people that are paid subscribers. If you're a paid member who pays for Tom's Army, right now I can put it on and it's a beta test. I can release it instantly once the upload's complete to the members of Tom's Army without advertising on. It'll be released. And then in 30 minutes, it usually takes 25 to 30 minutes for YouTube to do their copyright check and their check to make sure my content's available and not breaking any of their rules. There's nothing I can do about that. That's why there's always a differential between the time I record this, and sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 30, sometimes it's a little longer, a little less. But now through the beta, the members of Tom's Army, I can release it privately to them. It can't be public until the check is done. And then once the check is done, it automatically uploads to YouTube, which is about a half hour with the length of my updates in the morning. So if you want to see it early, just join Tom's Army. Or if you are in Tom's Army, remember, you get members only viewing, or members viewing first, part of this beta until it gets released general public. So, and then once it's released to the general public with all the checks, it'll have ads. So if you don't want to watch ads ever, join Tom's Army. And on the video updates, you've got a half hour before to watch it ad-free. And then during the lives, it's always ad-free unless it's on rerun. So consider that. XRP may stun market bears if history favors its rebound. Let's read this and then I'll release it. So XRP may stun market bears if history favors its rebound. Just 2 days into the month, there have been no signs of a rebound for XRP as the broader market struggles to find its footing. XRP has trailed in showcasing an impressive price outlook in the past few weeks. And at the moment, its price is at 50... No, it's not. I don't know what... 55 cents is where XRP's at. Yeah, there's no reason to even read that. That's not even up to date. I don't know how they could have that article come out today and say that when XRP hasn't even been over 56 cents. That's interesting. That's some bad time. That's not worth it. So anyhow, we'll just leave it at that. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate my work, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the over 23,100 subscribers. Consider joining Tom's Army. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, look in the video description below and our pinned comments. And also on my homepage, and just click on my Tom's Army picture and then you'll see the links. Other than that, have a safe and blessed Labor Day. And leave in the comments what you think is going to happen. Do you think that this was just a bearish push back up, or do you think that this is something bigger? Have a blessed day, everyone.